Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today's Code Without Barriers virtual meetup on the topic of extending Copilot Studio with Power Automate for developers. So, in the today's session, we'll be going into Copilot Studio for developers, and joining with us CR Bhargavi, who is a Microsoft MVP, and she's also a MCT, and she'll be taking us to the session and more about her. She will be explaining it. And before we get into the session, I just want to mention again that the session will be recorded and we'll be sharing the recording through our YouTube channel. And secondly, there is a certificate of participation that will be shared at the end of the session. So make sure you climb it. And as I mentioned, today is virtual meetup for Code Without Barriers. And if you are a female who are joining us and you are in the tech or wants to be going into tech jobs, and there is a great opportunity from Code Without Barriers to be participating in their challenges, hackathons, and mentorship that they offer. And I will be sharing the link where you can sign up to the platform and they make use of the opportunity that they're offering. And you can know more at their website. I will drop that link and make sure you check it out, sign up, and take the next step in your career. Okay, that's everything from my side, and stage is all for Bhargavi to get started.
Thanks, Surag, for the brief introduction. Let me get started with the session for today. One second. So, for today, I don't have much slides because I thought something like we would not be having the theory part being more covered inside this session. Rather, we would be covering about the demo part where how can we cover the Copilot Studio and how can we use the Copilot Studio for developers is something that what I thought, and we would be seeing more of it on a just Copilot Studio is something like where you can build your own AI agent inside it, and you can have various kind of development that what you can do inside the Copilot Studio. So before we get started, let me give a brief introduction of myself. I am CR Bhargavi, working as a senior software engineer for Ford, and I'm a Microsoft MVP and a Microsoft certified trainer, and I do write blogs and articles, and you can find it under the C Sharp Corner forum as well as in the Medium forum. And then, if you want to connect with me, post this session or anything related to AI or Copilot Studio or Power Platform, I would be helping. I would be happy to help you post the session as well. So feel free to connect with me so that we can get in touch with each other. Okay. The agenda for today's session would be something like we would be seeing about the Copilot Studio and then its subscription. And then we would also be seeing about the generative AI that what's been there inside the Copilot Studio. And then we would also be seeing about the all these things would be covering up in the demo part. And then we have different plugins which are available for say in case like when you want to connect it with Power Platform, then you have some kind of like power plugins which are available. So we would be touch basing on the same as well. So what does this word Copilot Studio? You might have heard different kind of copilots everywhere, like now it's becoming something like you are almost using Copilot on your daily life. Say in case of like when you want to code, you are using in GitHub Copilot, and then when you want to use something for search or something, then you would be asking some kind of suggestion. Then you would be using the Windows Copilot, and then when you want to draft something in Word, then you would be using the Word Copilot or PPT Copilot for presentations and other things, right? So how does this word Copilot Studio is differed? So it's something where it's a one of the powerful platform which allows you to customize and build your own Copilot rather than being other things. Like when you compare it with GitHub Copilot or something of that sort, then Copilot Studio is something which would allow you to have the chatbots or AI related stuff being done with it. And this is one of the low code no code approach where you just have to depend on with the drag and drop approach, and then you can have various kind of like custom copilots being added to yourself, and then you can have various environment being created, and from there you can have the various agents being developed. So Copilot Studio works on basically with agents, and as a first step, it is it is something like um, a, a enhanced version of Power Virtual Agent, I would say. If you had ever worked on Power Virtual Agent, then obviously it's the same thing, but with the added features of generative AI and other stuffs over being added here, and you can go ahead and use that. So these are the various things that I would cover on with the Copilot Studio in pace for now. Maybe we would come back and we would see on what we have for now. So I don't have much slides, so I'm just going on with the demo part, wherein when you want to log in inside the Copilot Studio, what you would be doing is like you would be logging in inside the copilotstudio.microsoft.com, and once you are done with that, what you would be seeing is like you when you have a official ID, then you can log in with your official ID, and if it's been permitted, then it would be allowing you to proceed with that. If not, it allows you to give 30 days of free trial, and you can go ahead and use the Copilot Studio. If you are a learner or if you are a student and who just want to learn something new in the industry, I would say Copilot Studio is one of the best tool that what you can learn and what you can try to implement as well. Like you can do POCs and other stuffs when um, with the free trial that what you have. And obviously when you get something for free, you will have some of its benefits, right? Like benefits are being reduced, so you would not be able to publish it under the like say in case you would not be able to publish um your chatbot or your assistant that what you have created into the production. So that's one major point which stops you. So you can like if you are a learner, then obviously that would not be stopping you to learn, right? So you can go ahead and learn with that. And coming to Copilot Studios overview, what I would say is something like you have when you log in inside the Copilot Studio, this would be the first page which would be popping up. Sorry, which would be popping up. And before this gets popped up, you would have to select the environment that what you are working up with. Environment here means like you would have to select various kind of like say to put in very easy terms, I would say when you have two different departments in your office, and the department 1 and department 2 should not be like having the same kind of access, or should not be having the visibility of other application that what they are developing. So you would have some kind of uh, mirror or some place where you would be having an obstacle to make it view just for you, right? So that's where the environment plays a major role, wherein you can have the admin access and developer access or read only access or user level access being granted, and you would be able to have the development only based on those roles which are being assigned. Maybe if you want to go ahead and start exploring on it, it's just a simple simple things that what you want to do on. So you can click on with the environment and you can go ahead and start with that. By default it would be under the default environment which it has been created on its own, and then it would be having the it would be having the prompt window and the copilots which are being listed by you at the Copilot Studio will be listed over here. So this is the Copilot Studio's prompt window, where when you are using in the prompt which are being I'm not going in deep of it. I'm just selecting whatever which has been there here so that we can have an understanding of how Copilot Studio works, and then we would go in deep of how can it be for developers. So it's not just like developers can use the now that the trend is getting changed, and many of you might have already known that it's not just like the developers would be developing and the testers would be testing it, and business would be doing the business kind of stuff. So it's not something like that. Rather, I would say it's kind of like a full stack role. And even if you are a developer, and even if you don't know anything about development or nothing of it, or even if you are a fresher and if you are given some task, then you can go ahead and start doing the development based on the roles that whatever um, um, with the help of the low code no code tool you can develop the application and put it into production as well. So that's where the world is moving on, I would say. And one such tool which has been helping here is like the Copilot Studio, wherein you don't have to know any coding knowledge at all, and it's just a low code no code tool. And what do we mean by low code no code is you don't have to code, or you just have to code very low. That's the meaning of low code no code. And I'm just taking in the example here. And after the Copilot Studio came in, I would say there is no coding at all, because um, earlier when Power Virtual Agent was there, it was something like you have to code a bit minimal of whatever is being needed for yourself, and you don't have to do much. Like it's just drag and drop approach, I would say. But now it had even more simplified with the help of the Copilot Studio. Like you are not even coding, or you are not even touching the code, rather the prompt does everything. So let's now see how does it work. So we are just creating an agent. This is where you would be creating the agent. So how do we create an agent is like you can click on with the various ways, and when you are okay with it, then you would have to go for the configuration. And inside the configuration you would have various options like your name of the agent which you are creating on, and you can also have the icon, and then you would be providing the instruction description and other things which are being related to it. And once you are done with it, you would be clicking on with the create, and once the create button is being hit, it starts creating an agent at the back. So your agent has been now created, and once the agent has been created, you would be able to use the various options which are been there. So let's now see what it does, so that we will have an overview of it. So knowledge is something, maybe we'll come to knowledge a bit later. And topics is the place where when you are typing in a sentence over here, then you would have an option of having the connectivity being uh, established, right? Say if you are saying hi, and it has to respond you back with hi. And how does it happen? It has to analyze, and it has to read everything from the scratch of how the backend part is been working, right? So when you say hi over here, then it comes to the uh, topic of the greetings, I would say, because it's already there. And when you come here, if it's a phrase which has been mentioned over here, then it would be replying you back with hello, how can I help you? And if they are replying you with something, then it ends all the topic which are being mentioned under it. So when you expand it, you would get to know what are the different topics which are being there. So you have not did anything more than apart from that. When you want to do something apart from that, then you would have to click on with plus button over there, like the addition button. And then you would be able to see various kind of actions which can be done. And you will have, like, say, ask question is something that it would be asking question to the user. And then when you want to add some kind of like condition, then you would be adding the condition over here. And when you want to set some variable, then you would be using this. And then when you want to have this particular topic being navigated to another topic, then you would be using the go to another topic. And from there, when you want to select on with which topic, then you would be selecting on with the topic that what it's already been available. Rather, you can also create your own topic and start using it. And for all those things, these are the basic steps, and you would be following all those. So as a next part, where comes in the action. Actions are like your way of improving the solution on how does it want to do. Say when you have a row, or when you want to predict a forecast of weather, or when you want to run some flow build, then you would be selecting it, and you would be able to see that with the various things which are being available. And this is where today's topic would be mostly covered on, like, be you would be selecting with the various options, and something like run a flow with power automate for desktop is something that what we chose on. Like, power automate is a tool which is being used for automating the things that what you want to do on. And when you are selecting over there, then you would have an option to have the flows being created there if you have a desktop version of it. And then you would be establishing the connection over here. And if your connection is kind of like successful, then it would be showing up with next button, and you just have to build a flow here itself, and it just connects you up with the next step which are being there for the Copilot Studio. So I would come back to it in a while. But uh, there are different things which are being available under the agent which we have created as well. So what things are something like this activity is like when you want to add on with um, generative AI conversations inside your own thing, then you would be coming here and you would be adding in the generative AI which has been there, and it would act something like your chat GPT or something, I would say. Not exactly like your chat GPT in terms of referring to it, I'm just referring that. So it works in that way. And now you can have another question, just like your data security. I can assure you that your data, that whatever you feed in over here, is not being used for training or other purposes, because Microsoft assures you that it is not being used for training and other purposes, and you can upload your own data, and you can put it to the clients that they are using it, and from there you can have various kind of the options that what you want to do on, and it would be proceeding with that next steps. So it just not stops over there. um, it would be it would be something like when you want to have the generative AI capabilities being added, then you would be selecting it. And once you have selected that, then you would have an option to select the creativity as well. So in regular development, you would see a range of 0 to 1, right? So when it's 0, you would be having the temperature kind of. So when it's 0, then you would be having the creativity as more, and when it's one, sorry, when it's 0, then it would be of low creativity, and when it's 1, it's of more creativity. So it's the same over here as well, wherein it has three different options here, and from there you can select on with the option that what you want to have on. And once you are done with that, you would be saving it, and you can have the security as well being navigated to it. So when you come on to the security part, you would be seeing that the authentication and authorization parts can be included with the help of the security as well. Like you are publishing this particular URL to your client, or your end user would be of external company that what you are working for. There can be cases, right? So it you should be enabling the authentication for your particular LLM that what you are using. So that's where this security comes in. Unless and until it won't be allowing that particular user to get logged on. And then let me leave all these. So entity is something like you have if you had ever used Dialogflow CX inside GCP, you would be able to see the entities and other things. So entity is something like your variable, I would say, in your regular development, that what you do. Like when you want to have the age being calculated, then you would be creating in the entity here with the name. Maybe I would try creating it and will show you. So you would be creating the entity, and you would be creating the description, and then you would also list the items which are being there, or you can even upload or download the option. And then once you are done with that, you would be saving it, and that particular entity gets listed over here. So that's where it works on. And once you are done with that too, then you can have the voice or language being, sorry. So your voice can be enabled in Copilot Studio as well. And for the voice to be enabled, what you would be doing is like you will be having the voice option being enabled here, and DMTF would be the voice that what you would be taking on, which is very similar to the one that what you use under the dialog flow as well, right? So you would be using the similar thing over here as well. So when you want different kind of like supporting languages, then it allows you to give the various options which you need, and based on that it would be trying to understand and it would be giving you back with the result. And you can choose the language understanding that what you want, rather it to be like Copilot Studios, NLU, or Microsoft CLU, that what you want to have on. And it it's totally of your choice on how you want to go ahead and use it. And if you want to learn more of what does those mean, then you will have an option to have the whole thing being added to it as well. Like it's part of the language studio that what we get those values based on as well. So on a better note, if you are very new for it, then I would suggest you for going through that particular document. And once you are done with that, you will be having, these are some things which can be created as a very high level, I would say. And I'm just going on a high level because of the short of time, and we just have to run through various things. And we have a lot more as well to be covered for the Copilot Studio inside the agent. So I'm just skipping on with the introductory parts, and it's all A to Z, I would say, where when you go ahead and start referring it, you would be able to learn on yourself. So it's a self-learn kind of. So just start exploring on the tools, and you would be able to um, get those things being used to it. Or if not, you can go ahead and start ping me over the LinkedIn, and I would be happy to help you over there as well. So this flow is the part that I would say. So one second, let me give the description over there and then come back here so that you would understand it better. Since I saved without anything being created to it, just triggers me with some error. So don't one second. Usually with flows, it would be taking a bit more time than the regular one. So it's kind of like taking that time for us. And I'm just going back. Okay. So when you go to agent, and when you are clicking on with the agent that what you have created, right? You will have the option here of channels. I just missed it off. So when you are when you are like want to connect, when you are having an option to connect it with Teams or your own website, or there are a lot of the channels which are available, and you can go ahead and start using that. Or if not, you can also have the connectivity being established inside the terms that what you have as well. Like when you want to create it under the like when you want to create it under the teams, then you would be selecting on with the teams and other stuff over there. And coming back to the knowledge part, we left it at the start saying that we would be covering it off. So knowledge plays the major role. Like um it's your brain's foods or something of that sort, I would say. So how do you feed yourself is the way that what you would be feeding it with the help of knowledge. And you can do that with the help of either public website or SharePoint or anything of that sort. Or even when you have your own data being want to get created, then you would be dragging it and will be adding it over there. And as you can read over here, and since we are not into the category of pro license, say I'm not into the license part right now, I'm just using the free trial for now, so it throws me up um, with the option that files with sensitivity label of confidential or highly confidential or containing passwords will not be usable. So from there you can understand, right? Like it does not try to have your own data and being loaded with it. So you can even you should be avoiding those for now, and you would be able to use it when you have the enterprise license with you, and you would be building those together as well. And you have various feature available here, like the Azure AI search, and then Azure SQL, Salesforce, and other things are being available as well, and you can get it connected to it. And one easy approach that I would say is like when you want to connect it, something like uh, IPL is trending now. Let's take IPL itself, IPL match score, and I would just put it on the like Crickbus or something. So when you take that up, and you would be coming here and you would be adding the link over here, and then other site where you can learn about it, or when you want to give few other sites which are being giving IPL related details, then you would be adding all the websites which you want to add on. And you can add a number of uh, websites over here as well. And once you are done with that, you would be clicking on with the add, and your public website would get added over there. And you can have the public website being like improvised answer rate, and other rates can be calculated over here. Total knowledge source use is something that when you test it over here, then you would be having the error rate and other rates being calculated here. So I'm just testing it. I'm not sure if it would be getting with the data, because yeah, when you are seeing it, so we never train something with the data of IPL scorecard, right? So what it does, it had taken, or it had navigated to the knowledge source, I would say, and from there it tried to get with the data which are being available, and it would be like giving you with the references, and when you click on with the reference, then it would be giving you up with the data which are being there. So you will get the similar kind of information which are related to it, and those data can be like, you can I mean, you can check whether it's right or wrong. And when you type something outside of your knowledge base, then that would not be working based on that. So this is where something I would say it had covered on with the Copilot Studio. And when you want to cover on with the agent, now coming back to that part, so when you want to create an agent for yourself, then it would be something like create an automatic message to teen channels once every week. And how does it do? This is where the Power Automate gets used on. And in Power Automate as well, you have the similar kind of Copilot being added to it, right? So it go ahead and use that particular Copilot, and it would be building you up with the suggestion based on that. And once you are done with that, then it would be connecting the various connections which are needed, and you would be clicking on with the create, and uh, your Power Automate connections are being established over here. And this is where you would be using the Power Automate or flows are majorly used in Power Automate as a keyword, I would say. Like wherever the word flows comes in, then Power Automate has been part of it. So we had now used the features of Power Automate and had built the flows here. So what does this flow mean is simple. It flows from one action to another action. So recurrence is something that what you had created, like how long does it want to recur on, and what job it has to do on. So it would be creating on with the flow bot, and then it would be or it would be posting in the channel or chat with Flowbot or anything that what you want to do on. And once you are done with that, then you would be publishing and saving the draft, and or you can even add other capabilities which are under the Power Automate here. Everything under the Power Automate can be used here by creating your own flows inside the Copilot Studio, such that you can automate the process that what you want to do. Along with that, you can have the AI agents being developed. And that's where the Power Automate comes into the Copilot Studio as a brief part. So for now, I'm stopping in over here because I guess I had talked for the long time, I would say, and I'm now open up for any questions that what you have. And again, this is my LinkedIn code. If you wish to have some kind of like clarification post this session, I would be happy to help you out. Okay. Okay. Are there any kind of like questions or something that I would be able to pick that up and answer you? How can I create an agent for answering SQL query? Okay. So when you type in something like you can have the have so let me show an example for it. You have the agent, right? And when you have the agent, uh, take the same example that what we have created, and when you go inside the flow, so we are just using this particular prompt which has been already available just to showcase you can use the SQL being added to the Copilot Studio agent that what you have. So once you are doing this, you would be clicking on with the create, right? So your MS SQL or the SQL that what you want to have a connect on, you can connect it over here. And once you are done with that, you will be having this particular flow being added to the agent that what you want to have on, and you can call this particular flow that what you have created inside the topics wherever you want to have on. Like you can click on with the things that what I had mentioned, right? So when you want to add on over here, so you would be sending it to an activity, and from there the activity would be getting connected to the flow. So it works in that way. Hope that answer your question.
I think there's no more questions.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining. I think if there are any other questions that comes up after the session, feel free to post it in the community, or we can reach out directly to Bhargavi. And thank you, Bhargavi, for joining as well and taking the time to do the session. Really appreciate it. Um, and anything at the for the closing from your end?
Thanks, Surek, for hosting me, and I'm happy to take up any questions which you have over the LinkedIn. And um, yeah, this has been a part of like a journey, I would say. And for few, it might be something like you had learned already, and you are hearing up the same terms again. But for few, there are chances that you would be having an option to have the new learnings, and that's where we target on. For people who doesn't know, it would be a great thing to have this particular session on. So hope you had a great time, and thanks for joining and thanks for hosting me.
Thank you, Bhargavi, and thank you everyone for joining on a weekend and evening. And I hope you got something out of it, as Bhagavi said. And we'll be sharing the video and also our community links where you can join. Also, fill out the form to receive your certificate as well. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. I'll be posting the links in chat box. Make sure you check it out. And so that with that, we are concluding the today's session, and we will see you in the next session that's coming as a training on networking. Thank you everyone, and have a great rest of the weekend and Sunday. Thank you and bye.
Thank you.